Hi, I am Dr. Elina Hartwell. Welcome to my channel. There comes a point in life when the roles that once defined you begin to fade. Careers slow down or end, responsibilities shift, children grow independent, and the world no longer demands the same things from you as it once did. And in that quiet transition, a subtle but powerful question can arise in the mind. Who am I now, if I am no longer needed in the same way? From a psychological perspective, this is one of the most important turning points in later life. Because self-respect, which was once built on roles, achievements, and responsibilities, now has to be rebuilt from within. It is no longer maintained by what you do for others, but by how you relate to yourself. Self-respect in older age is not automatic. It is something that must be practiced, protected, and reinforced through daily habits. One of the most important psychological truths is that the way you treat yourself becomes the way your mind believes you deserve to be treated. If daily life becomes passive, neglected, or overly dependent on others, the brain slowly internalizes a reduced sense of value. Not because the value is actually reduced, but because behavior is shaping perception. This is why maintaining small, consistent habits of self-respect is essential. One of the first habits is maintaining personal structure. From a psychiatric point of view, routine is not just about discipline. It is about mental stability. When a person wakes up without purpose, without a plan, and without structure, the mind becomes more vulnerable to negative thinking. A simple daily routine, waking at a consistent time, engaging in basic activities, setting small goals, signals to the brain that life still has direction, and direction supports dignity. Another important habit is maintaining personal care. This may seem simple, but it carries deep psychological meaning. Dressing properly, maintaining hygiene, organizing personal space. These are not just physical acts, they are signals of self-worth. When a person takes care of their body and environment, the brain interprets it as I matter. Neglect, on the other hand, sends the opposite message. From a psychiatric angle, reduced self-care is often one of the early signs of emotional decline, including depression. So maintaining these habits is not just about appearance, it is a protective mental health strategy. A third important habit is setting and maintaining boundaries. In later life, some individuals begin to feel dependent or hesitant to express their needs. They may tolerate disrespect, ignore their own preferences, or avoid saying no. But psychologically, self-respect requires boundaries. It requires the ability to say, this is what I am comfortable with, and this is what I am not. Boundaries are not about conflict. They are about clarity. And clarity strengthens identity. Another essential habit is continuing to make decisions, even small ones. When individuals stop making choices and leave everything to others, the brain gradually reduces its sense of agency. From a psychiatric perspective, loss of decision-making contributes to feelings of helplessness. Even simple choices, what to wear, what to eat, how to spend time, help maintain a sense of control over life. Self-respect is deeply connected to autonomy, and autonomy is maintained through active participation in daily decisions. There is also a very important psychological habit of self-talk. The way a person speaks to themselves internally becomes their emotional environment. In later life, it is common for negative self-talk to increase. Thoughts like, I am a burden, I am not useful anymore, or I am just getting weaker. These thoughts, when repeated, shape emotional reality. From a psychiatric point of view, this pattern is closely linked to depressive thinking. The goal is not to force unrealistic positivity, but to bring balance. Instead of saying, I am useless, a more accurate thought would be, my role has changed, but I still have value. This shift may seem small, but it has a significant impact on emotional stability. Another powerful habit is staying mentally and socially engaged. Self-respect grows when a person feels connected and involved. Engaging in conversations, sharing opinions, learning new things, or even participating in simple social interactions reinforces the idea that one's presence matters. Isolation, on the other hand, weakens this sense over time. From a psychiatric perspective, social and cognitive engagement helps maintain brain function and reduces the risk of emotional decline. It is not about being constantly active, but about staying meaningfully connected. Gratitude and reflection also play an important role. Taking time to acknowledge one's life experiences, achievements, and resilience helps reinforce a sense of worth. Many older adults underestimate the value of their lived experience. But psychologically, recognizing one's own journey strengthens identity and self-respect. It is also important to adapt rather than resist change. Aging naturally brings physical and lifestyle changes. Resisting these changes completely can create frustration and reduce self-esteem. Adapting, on the other hand, allows a person to maintain dignity while adjusting to new realities. This flexibility is a key factor in psychological resilience. One more important psychiatric insight is to pay attention to emotional warning signs. Persistent sadness, withdrawal, loss of interest in activities, or feelings of worthlessness are not simply part of aging. They may indicate depression or other mental health conditions that require attention. Seeking help in such cases is not a loss of independence. It is an act of self-respect. Ultimately, self-respect in later life is not about proving anything to the world. It is about maintaining a healthy relationship with oneself. It is about continuing to treat your own life as valuable, even when external roles have changed. Because the truth is, your worth is not defined by how much you do, but by how you exist. And how you exist is shaped by the habits you practice every day. So the question becomes, are your daily habits reinforcing your dignity or slowly weakening it? The call to action is simple but powerful. Starting today, choose a few small acts of self-respect and practice them consistently. Maintain your routine. Take care of your personal space and appearance. Make your own decisions where you can. Speak to yourself with fairness, not harshness. Stay connected, even in small ways. Because self-respect is not something that remains automatically with age. It is something that is maintained through daily choices. And every small act of self-respect is a reminder to your mind that you still matter, fully, deeply, and without question.